Beneath Starlit Skies. Chapter 1. A Night of Wonders. Amidst the twinkling canopy of celestial bodies, I stood at the observatory's edge, my heart aching with the beauty and loneliness that comes from gazing up at endless possibilities. The star-gazing event had drawn me in, as it always did, offering solace amidst life's turbulent realities. Tonight was no different. The world seemed to have quieted down, leaving only whispers of the cosmos and myself. That's when I saw him, standing apart like a lone constellation against the backdrop of darkness. Ethan. A man whose eyes sparkled with an ethereal glow that mirrored the constellations above, as if the universe had lent him its magic. Our initial encounter felt too sudden, yet inevitable. Like colliding with destiny under the vast expanse we were both so drawn to. He approached me with a gentle smile, his voice wrapping itself around my soul when he introduced himself. We lost ourselves in conversations that spanned galaxies and dreams, our shared love for astronomy intertwining us further than any telescope could reach. His words echoed within me. About stargazing as a refuge from life's chaos, chasing the unknown, and the quiet comfort of being lost beneath starlit skies. Each syllable brushed against my soul with an intimacy that left me breathless. I often wonder what secrets lie hidden among those galaxies, Ethan mused, his eyes drifting to the stars. The things we might find if we were brave enough to reach out. His hand extended, and I took it with trembling fingers. Perhaps someday, someone will. As night deepened, our conversation became a dance of shared ideals and laughter, punctuated by pauses that begged for the universe's whispers. It was during one such interlude that Ethan spoke of his passion project. An observatory to unite people under the celestial canvas, fostering hope and connection through the language of astronomy. I felt the stars stirring within me. They knew this man before we did. You have a way with words, he said, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear, leaving me shivering. You light up the night. The night wore on, as though time had fallen asleep. Ethan mentioned his travels to distant lands and far-flung observatories, tracing a path that mirrored the cosmos. Chasing the infinite while holding on to the finite love for life he'd lost. His eyes, those stars come alive in flesh, seemed heavy with unspoken tales. I sensed a depth to him that resonated deeply, a story as vast as the sky. We should travel together sometime, he said, his voice tinged with an undertone of longing. Explore the heavens side by side. My heart soared at the suggestion, yet there was a shadow in his gaze, one that begged for understanding but pushed it back, fearing to unravel the tapestry woven from our first encounter. As the night neared its end, Ethan lingered, refusing to leave my side, leaving me with more questions than answers. I couldn't help but wonder what dreams and scars he carried. I'll wait, he said before disappearing into the night, leaving behind a piece of himself. A worn notebook with his number scrawled within its pages, along with an invitation to join him on this dream observatory journey. The stars seemed to sing a promise as I watched him go, their song echoing in my chest. I returned home, clutching the paper like it was a guiding star, lost in the dance between hope and uncertainty. Each day blurred into the next until Ethan's call, an invitation to join him on his project, finally arrived. There was no choice but to step under those starlit skies once more. Little did I know that beneath the glow of 1,000 suns, our true journey would begin. Chapter 2. Whispers in the Dark. Days later, Ethan picked me up from my observatory office, and we embarked on an adventure across the country to his dream observatory. An abandoned lighthouse perched upon a cliff overlooking the ocean. Waves kissed the shore as we settled in, each of us carrying burdens not yet shared. Ethan's eyes still shone bright when speaking of his passion project, but every now and then, a veil of melancholy clouded them. I sensed he yearned to unburden himself before me, beneath the heavens that had witnessed our connection. Underneath the starlit sky, with my heart pressed against his chest, Ethan's past unfolded like stardust. His voice carried on the wind as he spoke of loss and love, the stars a constant witness. In those whispers, I felt the weight of the world lifting from both our shoulders. Our bodies entwined, finding solace in each other amidst the vastness, and for a moment, we were two celestial bodies merging, our love a comet streaking through time. I never meant to hurt anyone, he confessed, his words weaving an intricate tapestry of regret and longing. The wind plucked at the pages of my notebook, carrying away remnants of his tale. Fragments of sorrow that clung to every word. I lost someone dear to me during a star-gazing expedition, he revealed with anguish in his eyes. I've carried guilt for years, fearing the weight might be too much for others. As I looked into those stars that mirrored him, my voice was barely audible, yet filled with conviction. You can't carry it alone. His hand found mine on the railing, our fingers intertwining. The connection felt both familiar and fateful. In a dance of vulnerability, we shared stories. Ethan about his late sister and me about my mother's passing. His eyes grew glassy as I spoke of her love for stargazing. He knew how much she inspired him to build this observatory. The darkness became bearable as our connection deepened, fueled by unspoken promises and the promise of redemption through shared dreams. I woke before dawn to find Ethan already outside, his silhouette against the horizon a poignant reminder that our journey wasn't just about stars. It was about human connection. He'd spent decades collecting stories from those touched by astronomy, their tales etched on loose papers scattered across his observatory's walls. Each narrative spoke of hope, loss, and love. The same elements that bound us together. Our days blended into nights at the lighthouse, filling the pages with shared dreams and aspirations for this sanctuary, our bodies intertwining as we worked under the sky that had birthed these tales. One fateful night, beneath a particularly bright constellation, Ethan's gaze found mine with an intensity that spoke volumes. His mouth pressed against my temple, a tender kiss that spoke of promises yet unspoken. You're here, he breathed, but I need to tell you something. My pulse skipped as his hand reached for the notebook, fingers tracing lines etched by the heavens and our journey so far. A gust swept through the cliffside observatory, and I feared no more the weight Ethan bore, but that love might not be enough to counterbalance it. With trembling hands, he opened a page, revealing the story of his late sister, Sophia. Her dreams for this sanctuary and the guilt he carried. It was then that our hearts beat as one, aching with a shared understanding that the journey ahead wouldn't be easy but crucial. In the silence of that moment, I vowed not to judge, only to love him through it. Chapter 3. The Brightest Star. As the sun dipped into the sea, casting a path for the stars to follow, Ethan led me to the heart of his sanctuary. Sophia's observatory. Amidst its walls, we'd woven our dreams and fears, every page bearing testimony to the power of love against darkness. The ocean lapped against the shore as I stood before him. His eyes, once haunted by guilt and grief, shone with a determination that matched my own. We're here, he said, looking at me with eyes brimming with emotion. We built this sanctuary. He dropped to one knee, offering a ring encased in a star-shaped box. It was a proposal. Not only to be his partner but to stand side by side as we shared the world's stories through astronomy and love. I nodded, the universe whispering its approval. Hand in hand, we stood before the observatory, watching the sun disappear beneath the waves, and he whispered a promise. Together, let us guide those who need solace, tell them they are not alone. The wind bore away our tears as we embraced under the stars, entwining hearts that had weathered the tempests of life. In this celestial sanctuary, I vowed to be his guiding star through the darkness. The ocean's roar was our serenade as we celebrated, promising a future where every soul found solace and love by our side. The wind picked up, pages scattered, carrying tales from his journey to mine. Stories etched in our hearts, ready for the world to read beneath the canopy of countless stars. In each other's arms, we understood that redemption wasn't about erasing the past but embracing it. In this celestial sanctuary, where Sophia's dreams would live on, I knew love had rewritten his story, guiding him towards me. And now we'd guide others together. For in those eyes, under the heavens that had witnessed our beginnings, Ethan found a chance for redemption, and I, acceptance of the universe's grand design. Together, hand in hand, we welcomed a new chapter beneath the canopy of stars we both adored, promising an observatory where love was the guiding force, our bond a beacon for those seeking solace. There on that cliffside, surrounded by the echoes of countless tales and dreams, Ethan whispered his final promise. Together, let us share our love with the world.